Okay, so welcome back. What we're going to be doing is looking a little bit at this map again. We just have a few more states. Michigan has been called um, with 97% of the vote reporting, but we're going to just take a look at this for a second. So if you want to just take a screenshot of this, I'll just take you through what it is based off of the numbers we've had here: Nevada, Arizona, Michigan. Michigan, like I say, did just get called with 97% of the vote still reporting. You'll see why that math works out pretty easily. So these are the Biden votes over here in this column, Trump votes here. So you can see that as of the start of this moment, um, Biden's up in these top three: Nevada, Arizona, and Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and Trump is ahead in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. So when you add these two together, these are total ballots. These are the percent counted. So these are the outstanding ballots right here. So 14% of this number here, 163,000 in Nevada. Being a little bit ahead, now the outstanding ballots, how many does he need? Well, he needs 77,000 to anything over 77,996, he would remain in the lead. So he just needs 47% of the votes, and we think there's a little bit of a bias towards Democrats in the outstanding or the mail-in ballots, just because of the campaign against mail-in ballots, for instance. Um, and then Arizona. So when you look through this, another 86%. How many would they need? They just need 37% of the vote. So less, or just a little over a third. And then less than a third of the Michigan votes. Of course, Michigan has been called for, still at 97%, but has been called. So if you look on here, so we've got 86% of Arizona and Nevada. Wisconsin and Michigan have been called. Um, Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at Pennsylvania. That's an interesting one. Pennsylvania here, a total of almost 6 million votes have been cast at 83%. Is that still true right now? 84%. And the numbers have changed just a little bit. I think these numbers still apply. You could say there's a little bit of a deviation. I'll fix this up later. Not, you don't need to see me do math. But that was the number of total outstanding ballots as when it was 83. Now it's 84. Just a few extra have been added. About a million ballots, but Biden would have to win 67% or 2/3 of the vote to get it. Now, is that possible? Well, it kind of is, because where these outstanding ballots are, 86% of Westchester County, 70%, is it Westchester or just Chester, sorry, and Montgomery. So all these, so in Philadelphia County, 70% of expected vote reporting. So in these other ones are 99%, 86% in Center County, and 79% Allegheny County. Otherwise, there is still some red counties that are have some outstanding, and they could add on a few there too, obviously. So if you check that out, so in the end, it may be either a narrow win for. Um, I mean, Biden could squeak something out here, but it actually doesn't matter. If Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, and from Wisconsin, we're at 253. It looks like, again, we're talking about the structural bias towards Republicans, right? So even though um, he's up over 3 million votes now, Biden's up over 3 million votes, having 70 and a half million votes to 67,378. If they say, say you win with 270 to 269, yeah, sure, you could call that a squeaker, but it is the Electoral College, which is an undemocratic process, really. I mean, it's a system that was used uh, to great effect when we had just 13 colonies. Maybe maybe it's built for something where you're sending a bunch of people on horseback to go and vote in a central area. Well, that's what we essentially say the electors are. But right now there are, so it's 253, and there are 6 and 10 here. Number of electoral votes in each of these. I think they add up to 26, but 10 and 16, I think. I could easily check that, but I'm not going to check that right now. So there you go. You've got, now we look down in North Carolina. North Carolina, with 95% reporting, the current percentage is a little under 49.29% for Biden, obviously 51 on the other side, 50 point something on the other side. Once in a while, there's a few votes taken out by libertarians, etc. But I'm just calculating without those folks. But we're looking at how to compare these two, because this is the percentage of these two. It's not the percentage of the total vote. If you are looking at it and going, hey, these numbers don't add up, well, they do. We're just not including people in third parties and third and fourth parties or independents. They really aren't relevant. Also, because this is not a system that allows for ranked choice voting. Yes, Maine has ranked choice voting, so that might be relevant in the Senate race there. Massachusetts did have a ballot measure where they could choose ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting makes so much sense if you want to really give everyone a chance to have their say. You can pick your first choice, and then you can pick your second choice. And your second choice, if your first choice doesn't make 50%, your votes can go. Your second choice votes will get added to other people who used their first choice as your second choice, so that can add up, and the first person across 50% wins in that case. North Carolina then would need 64%. Georgia would need 61% of the votes. And again, if you look, say, Georgia here, you can go through and see Fulton County, that place where the pipe broke yesterday. These blue areas, a lot of these areas, for some reason, have not hit that number. Right? They haven't got 100% of the vote, but a lot of this can be mail-in ballots or other things. It's actually holds pretty much across the state that they're looking at 95% to 80. There's the 88%. So if you go through, you can see that some places are reporting more, but again, doesn't need it. Would be, more would be nice, but you just have to win. That's going to be the most important thing. It seems very possible. We are not going to know whether that percentage is won in Nevada. Let's see, but it only needs to make less than 50% of these outstanding ballots. And Arizona almost for sure has half of the ballots, half the outstanding ballots in Arizona, and only needs a little more than a third. So if you check this out, take a screenshot of this if that helps you. These numbers have changed a little bit. Like I say, Pennsylvania has gone to 84% reporting. North Carolina 95, 94. Just a little tiny bit of movement in Georgia. It went up from 93 to 94. Otherwise, 86, 86. All these numbers still hold. It is 5:24 p.m. on November 4th. So you can just keep watching, because some of these things, structurally, the laws were set up to slow this process down. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It would be nice if these things could be a little bit faster. There were a few things, few shenanigans pulled, not too much, not too much significant. Some stuff that will be investigated, but mostly on the Republican side. I don't think that anybody's going to risk double voting on the Democratic side. It really doesn't matter. It's just one vote, and it's silly to think that you would move something in a in even in this state where you're off by, uh, almost pretty much 303,000 in Pennsylvania. You're not going to make that up by going and cheating, and then you end up spending years in jail for what? It's nonsense, right? Not that somebody didn't do it, and I hope that they get caught if they tried or if they did it. But it's such a small thing. It's like some like seven zeros 0.1%, 0.0000000% of all the people that have voted. That's not an exact number. That's just a made up statistic. It's so few people have even ever tried to do in person um voter fraud, or even and mail-in fraud's even harder because there's a whole trail of checks to make sure that that doesn't occur. So there you go, folks. It looks pretty good. We need these. If these two, now that these two Western states have gone, it really is almost impossible for Trump to win, I think. But, you know, weirder things have happened. I mean, just say 2016, right? All right, folks. Thank you so much. It would really help to pass this around. This is conversation in progress, and I'm Ed Kane, and we're just going through these numbers. Fingers crossed. Just do your part. Stay hopeful. Whatever happens, we do need some structural changes in America. The Senate, by the way, if you were just to look at the Senate did not, is still going to be, looks very much like it's going to be a majority controlled by the Republicans, which means nothing's going to happen. They're going to block pretty much everything. Now, Martha McSally lost in Arizona. Alaska's still up, but it's really looking like it's going to go that way. I don't know why they would uh, be wondering about that. Um, John Ossoff has made some moves on in Georgia here, so that looks more interesting. Also, um, I actually don't understand why this is that there are more uh, votes counted in the seat one than the seat two. I don't know how anybody could re-vote in Purdue after the corruption of telling us that coronavirus was going to be fine, but going off and selling his stocks and telling his rich donors to sell their stocks. That was a little shady. It looks like North Carolina results also in that same zone, right? So where the Trump Biden vote might divide that, you can just check that out. That same North Carolina ratio is happening somewhere around there. They're about 100,000, 100 180,000 votes off here. And if you go and take a look at that on the ABC, you'll see that a little less, 140,000 for, or am I looking in the wrong place? Uh, yeah, 160,000 here for Purdue and Ossoff. So if there was a big move there, pretty interesting. That could shift things. But again, 93% of expected vote reporting. So somewhat lower than votes for president, isn't it? So here we go. Yeah, so check that out, and we can. It's definitely interesting. All right, thanks a lot. Please share this, subscribe. Conversation in progress. We'll post this on votedemocratic.us as well. All right. Thank you so much to the Facebook group, votedemocratic.us. All right. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.